Terraforming is the process of intentionally changing the environment of a planet, moon, or other celestial body, making it habitable for humans or other Earth-like creatures. The concept of terraforming has been explored in SF for many years and has recently been the subject of scientific research and discussion. Can Mars change like Earth? Elon Musk's proposal to terraform Mars with artificial volcanoes includes using nuclear weapons to create a controlled explosion on the planet's surface, generating enough heat and pressure to release carbon dioxide and other gases trapped beneath the planet's surface. The basic idea of this approach is that by releasing large amounts of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, we can create a greenhouse effect that increases the temperature of the Earth and creates a more pleasant environment for life as we know it. The greenhouse effect occurs because the released gas traps heat on the planet's surface, just like the greenhouse effect on Earth. The proposed method involves creating artificial volcanoes at various locations on the planet's surface using a series of nuclear devices. The device is placed deep underground and explodes to cause a controlled explosion. These explosions release large amounts of carbon dioxide and other gases from the planet's underground, rising into the atmosphere, creating the desired greenhouse effect. Although the concept of using nuclear weapons for terraforming may seem extreme, Musk argued that it is a practical and effective solution for terraforming on Mars. He pointed out that the energy and resources required for the project would be much less than other methods proposed to terraform Mars, such as introducing large amounts of greenhouse gases into its atmosphere through other means. But there are also significant risks and challenges associated with using nuclear weapons for terraforming. These include potential environmental damage, the possibility of unintended consequences, and the ethical implications of using nuclear weapons for non-military purposes. Overall, the idea of terraforming Mars as an artificial volcano remains a complex and speculative endeavor, but highlights the potential for innovative solutions that make other planets in our solar system more suited to life. Terraforming Mars. Ways to terraform it. Greenhouse gas injection. Terraforming through greenhouse gas injection is one of the proposed methods to make planets or moons more habitable. This method is related to introducing greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide into the Earth's atmosphere, creating a greenhouse effect that traps heat and raises temperatures. The basic idea of this approach is that increasing the planet's temperature will melt the ice caps, releasing water vapor and creating a thicker atmosphere. This will help create a more favorable environment for life as we know it. Carbon dioxide is also an important component of the photosynthesis process that is essential to plant life. Increased carbon dioxide can also help support plant growth on the planet or moon. However, there are potential risks associated with this terraforming method. Too much greenhouse gas can have unintended consequences, such as changing the Earth's climate in unexpected ways. Implementing the terraforming process through greenhouse gas injection also requires significant resources and technology. Another potential challenge is securing the greenhouse gases needed to introduce into the Earth's atmosphere. For example, the atmosphere on Mars is lean and mainly composed of carbon dioxide. Introducing more carbon dioxide into the atmosphere requires significant amounts of resources and technology to transport it to Earth. A sun mirror. Terraforming using solar mirrors is a proposed method to make planets or moons more habitable. This method involves placing a large network of mirrors in space to reflect sunlight on the surface of a planet or moon, raising the planet's temperature and melting ice caps. A mirror can be placed in orbit around a planet or moon or on a planet's surface. The basic idea of this approach is that by raising the temperature of the planet, the ice caps melt, releasing water vapor and creating a thicker atmosphere. This will help create a more favorable environment for life as we know it. Also, rising temperatures can support the growth of plants on the planet or the moon. However, there are potential risks associated with this terraforming method. Introducing too much heat can lead to unintended consequences, such as changing the Earth's climate in unexpected ways. Implementing terraforming processes using solar mirrors also requires significant resources and technology. Another potential problem is the placement of mirrors on a planet or lunar surface in a way that effectively reflects sunlight. This requires careful planning and calibration to ensure that the mirrors are correctly positioned and remain in place over time. Asteroid impact. Terraforming through asteroid collisions is a proposed method of colliding asteroids with the surface of the planet or moon, making the planet or moon more habitable. This method involves using energy from collisions to release trapped carbon dioxide and water vapor, potentially forming an atmosphere and melting the planet's ice caps. The basic idea of this approach is that by colliding asteroids with planets or moons, collision energy releases trapped gases and creates a more pleasant environment for life as we know it. Collisions can also potentially help create magnetic fields or increase the planet's rotational speed, making the planet's climate stable and more habitable. However, there are potential risks associated with this terraforming method. Asteroid collisions can cause widespread destruction and can have unintended consequences, such as changing the planet's climate in unexpected ways. The terraforming process with asteroid collisions also requires significant resources and techniques to identify, track, and redirect asteroids to planets or moons. Another potential problem is determining the optimal size and speed of the asteroid needed to trigger the desired effect. Two small asteroids or collisions can have little effect, while two large asteroids or collisions can have catastrophic consequences. A biological approach. Terraforming via a biological approach is a proposed way to make planets or moons more habitable using living organisms. This method involves introducing organisms that can survive in existing environments into planets or moons and gradually transforming them into environments that are more favorable to life as we know them. There are several biological approaches to terraforming, including photosynthetic organisms. Photosynthetic organisms such as cyanobacteria can convert carbon dioxide into oxygen through the process of photosynthesis. By introducing this organism into a planet or moon, it can increase the amount of oxygen in the atmosphere, creating an environment where humans can breathe. Nitrogen-fixing bacteria. Some bacteria can convert nitrogen gas in the atmosphere into a form that plants can use. The introduction of these bacteria to planets or moons can help increase the amount of nitrogen that can be used to support plant life. Dentistry. Dentistry is a symbiotic relationship between fungi and algae or cyanobacteria. They can survive in harsh environments and help break rocks and release nutrients into the soil. Terraforming tree. Some scientists have suggested using genetically modified trees to terraform planets or moons. The tree can grow in environments with low atmospheric pressure and high radiation, and can help produce oxygen and create a more pleasant environment. Atmospheric manipulation. Terraforming through atmospheric manipulation is a proposed method of changing the composition of the atmosphere to make the planet or moon more habitable. This method involves introducing vital gases, such as oxygen, or removing harmful gases, such as carbon monoxide and sulfur dioxide, from the atmosphere of the planet or moon. The idea behind this approach is that by changing the composition of the atmosphere, we can make it more favorable to life as we know it. For example, introducing oxygen into the atmosphere can create an environment where humans and other animals can breathe, and removing harmful gases can create a better environment for plants to live in. There are several possible methods for standby operation, including electrolysis. This involves using electric currents to separate water molecules into oxygen and hydrogen gas. Oxygen can then be introduced into the atmosphere of the planet or moon to increase the oxygen concentration. Chemical reactions. Certain chemical reactions can be used to produce vital gases such as oxygen and nitrogen. For example, ammonia and hydrogen can be reacted to produce nitrogen gas. Absorption. Some gases can be removed from the atmosphere through absorption by certain substances. For example, carbon dioxide can be removed from the atmosphere by absorbing substances such as sodium hydroxide. The potential positive effects of terraforming on humanity are myriad and depend on the success and scope of the terraforming project. What is the positive effect of terraforming on mankind? Human habitat expansion. Terraforming other planets can provide new areas for human settlement and habitat beyond Earth, which could be important for future population growth and exploration. Improved scientific understanding. Terraforming other planets provides new opportunities for scientific research and discovery, enhancing our understanding of the universe and life we know. Increased resource availability. Terraforming can potentially increase the availability of resources such as water, minerals, and energy, which can be important to support human life on Earth and beyond. Mitigating environmental problems. Terraforming could potentially provide solutions to some environmental problems facing the planet, such as overpopulation and climate change.